Coming to you live from Ramsey Studios in Nashville. You're joining a conversation about who you are, what you were born to do, where you want to do it, and how you can get there. So excited to have you with us here on the Ken Coleman Show. It's all about you because you were created to fill a unique role. That means that you are, in fact, needed, and it means you must do it. So we're going to get to that. 844-747-2577. That is the number to jump in. And we'll also get to your chat questions in the chat room right next to the video window, so you can begin firing those questions away. We've also got some great wins from you, the people, the audience. You reached out to me on social media this week, sharing some great stories. And I love applauding you. So that's coming up. And more. But first, let's start off with something that a lot of Americans are facing. Are you familiar with the Sunday Scaries? I must tell you that this is a new concept to me. I had not heard of the Sunday Scaries, and I'll be very honest, I thought it was a silly thing until I looked into it. Turns out there's nothing silly about it at all. In fact, it's one of the primary reasons I do what I do, because millions and millions of people around the world, not just in our country, millions of people have these Sunday Scaries, which is a buildup of anxiety and fear about the week ahead. Sunday night hits them, and all of a sudden, the reality of the next 5 days punches them right in the face, and it's overwhelming. Now, a big portion of this is people just not wanting to go into work. We know that. And there's so many different reasons, but we've got some new research from LinkedIn. I want to share that. According to this new LinkedIn research, 8% of professionals experience the Sunday Scaries, with over 90% of millennials and Generation Z reporting they feel the Sunday Scaries. Now, you Gen X and boomers don't start getting haughty and start calling the younger generation snowflakes, because Gen X, that's my generation, 72% of Gen X are feeling this, and 69% of boomers. So we got a lot of people that are just scared of Monday. They're scared of the week ahead. So what is it that's causing this worry? 60% of professionals are worried about their workload. Oh my goodness. Is this a surprise, Joe? No, it's not. Why? Because I've been talking about this. One of the 5 causes of buildup on your heart that makes you feel burned out is you're overwhelmed. You feel like you're drowning the minute you pull into the parking lot. You're not even out of the car, and you feel like you're drinking from a fire hose. This is real. You're overwhelmed. 44% are worried about balancing their professional and their personal to-do list. 39% are worried about tasks they didn't finish from last week. So I've got 4 quick things I'm going to give you. I read this research and I go, all right, what do we do if we're suffering from the Sunday Scaries? 4 quick things. I wrote them down. Here you go. Number 1, when we are feeling tremendous anxiety, it's because of uncertainty most of the time. You're uncertain about something, or you're confused about something. So what do? We retreat to clarity. So get back to your why. What's your why? Now, some of you are experiencing the Sunday Scaries because you don't know why you even go to work. There's no connection. Number 2, focus on a simple little principle I learned years ago called the Pareto principle. It's basically the 80-20 rule, and it says this, that you should spend 80% of your time on the top 20% of your priorities. What am I saying here? You can't get it all done. Stop trying to do everything. The third thing you need to do is talk to your leader. If you are feeling so overwhelmed that you don't even want to come in, there's some perspective we need, and we need some actual help. And so we've got to take it to our leader and say, I am feeling absolutely overwhelmed. And then number 4, after you talk to your leader about this and we get clarity and we work on that Pareto principle, once we clear the decks and we right size our responsibilities, here's the 4th, and I believe the most important piece. 3 words. Learn to say no and learn to say, not yet. No, I can't do this. It's not part of my key responsibility area. It's not a part of what I'm supposed to do. And then you got to say, not yet. Can't do it. Yeah, I'll eventually be able to get to it. But not yet. It's not a top priority. Men and women who win in their professional and personal lives have the ability to say no and not yet. Those three simple words have unbelievable power. No. It's not part of what I'm supposed to be doing. Not yet. Can't do it right now. So, you want to get over the Sunday scaries? You have to have perspective, and you have to take action. You cannot continue to live and work this way. It will absolutely derail you. 844-747-2577 is the number to jump in. We're going to get to your calls momentarily, but I got to tell you about a brand new quiz we've got at kencoleman.com. It's entitled, Should I Quit My Job? Should I quit my job quiz? So many people are asking this question, and I think you all pretty much have a good idea what the answer is, but you need the clarity and confirmation. That's why I did the quiz. 20 questions. It's free. It's fast. Takes less than 3 minutes, and it's going to give you clarity. We've got 4 areas that this 20-question quiz will put you in based on your answers, which is your reality. So go get it right now, kencoleman.com. We've already had thousands of people download it in the first 24 hours. So go get it. kencoleman.com. If you don't need this quiz, I would ask you to think about, who do you know that's really stuck and struggling? And this little quiz, here's what we're seeing, folks. This is so rewarding. People are saying, Ken, I knew where I was, but the quiz nailed me. It got me, and I got to do something about it. And that's why we're doing this. Should I quit my job quiz? kencoleman.com. Go get it. 844-747-2577, the number. We go to Ryan, who's on the line in Phoenix, Arizona. Ryan, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
How's it going, Ken?
I am living the dream, Ryan. What's going on with you?
Well, you kind of brought out the question I was going to ask you.
Uh-oh. I love it.
So I've been at a company for about a year now. I've always wanted to get into medical sales. I talked to you about last May or April, somewhere right around there.
Okay.
I've made some pretty good strides. I actually got a connection. My dad actually has a good friend at one of the blue chip medical device companies that I'm trying to get into. The thing is, with my current company, it's definitely not a company that I wanted to work for originally. I just had to, because my previous job, I was laid off. So I had to find something quick, to pay the bills.
Okay.
While I'm trying, and I'm emailing he's the vice president actually of this company.
Nice.
And he's a great guy. He's doing everything he can. He's not in the area of the department that I want to get into, which is the sales area.
Okay.
So I'm debating, should I try to get into this blue chip company now, or should I try to go into a smaller medical device company?
Well, you want to be in medical sales. So what's the most important thing for you at this stage of your career, which is you've yet to be employed as a medical salesman? And so you're trying to get into this blue chip company. You got the dad relationship. So, buddy, that's proximity if I've ever seen it. But this VP's not making the decision. So this VP's got a lot going on. This VP is wanting to help you, but it's going to take a little bit of time. Is that what I'm hearing?
Right. I email him about every other Friday, every 2 to 3 Fridays, something like that, just because, it's usually at the end of the week. People are...
No, I get it. Hold on. I want to stay focused. All right, now listen. So that's the scenario there. So we want that. We keep working that. But yes, I think you should try, if you can get another job in medical sales and leave your current company and get into the medical sales field, I think that's a good move. I don't want you to jump and leave stability until you've got something to move into. But yeah, I'm fine with you taking a smaller company role, or rather a medical sales role for a smaller company. I think that's great. Why? Because you're going to get 2 things, knowledge and experience. And that's going to set you up. And so in my mind, if 8 months from now or 6 months from now or a year and a half from now, this relationship with this VP develops into something, then you step right into that. Am I answering your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't think twice about moving on. You're ready to move on. Your head and heart has already moved on from where you currently are, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not fair to them. So you need to find a medical sales position that is a...
Oh, it's all...
What's that?
I think I misunderstood you. I've moved on from like mentally from the company I'm currently at, but not from the blue chip company that
No, I know.
I want to.
No, I know. We're on the same page. Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay.
My point is, it's not fair to your current company to stay there much longer because you're checked out. You see what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
So yeah, go find a medical sales position that's a halfway decent to good culture that gets you that knowledge and experience. And that right there that's what I like to call inertia. That's just I'm moving, things are moving, and that's a good thing. 844-747-2577 is the number. 844-747-2577. We go to Travis, who's on the line in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Travis, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Ken, how are you today?
Travis, I'm living the dream, man. What's going on?
Well, I hope you can help me do the same. I'm trying to figure out if it's a good time to jump ship here.
Okay. From what ship? From what ship to what? What are we talking about?
Well, I currently work in a position that I don't love.
Mm-hmm.
The great thing or great benefit is this company is providing a master's program for me.
Okay.
I discovered your show. I figured out what I want to do.
Which is what?
Human resources and work with talent.
So you want to be in human resources. And this company you're working for currently, they're paying for a master's in what?
I'm getting my MBA in human resources.
Okay. And when would you be finished with the MBA in human resources?
It would be summer of 2021.
So next summer 2021, you would be done.
Correct.
And my guess is since they're paying for your MBA, there's a certain amount of time you have committed to be with them. Am I right?
No, not necessarily, actually.
So there's no strings. There's no strings attached.
Nope. There is a certain grace period at the beginning that you have to wait, but you don't have to finish.
No. I'm saying if you finish the MBA and they've paid for it, you're telling me that there's no length of time that you have to work for them?
Correct.
You can leave the next day?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, I love that because that's what you want to do. Am I right? Or do you say, are you asking me, should I go ahead and move on now because I want to be in human resources and I think I can work my way up in human resources and not have to have the MBA? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes. I think the latter of the two is going to be what I'm trying to figure out.
I think it's yes. I don't think you have to have an MBA in human resources. I don't.
Okay.
I don't think you have to have, in fact, I know you don't. You don't have to have an MBA in human resources to get into human resources and move up. You just don't. It's all about performance. So if you have no desire to finish this MBA and I know you're already done with the job, then yeah, I would be looking for something else. But don't jump unless you can financially. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to jump without a job unless you have prepared for this financially. So yeah, this is pretty straightforward. So go. Yeah. I mean, listen, this is a great example right here of a young guy, Travis, who knows exactly what he wants to do. And he is facing in his mind a crossroads, or a fork in the road, if you will. And a lot of people face this, and because they are scared to make a decision, they never make a decision. And Travis, I'm so glad he called because Travis doesn't want to work where he is. He doesn't want the MBA, but he knows exactly what he wants to do and why. Couldn't have been more clear. So he's already through stage 1. He's clear. Stage 2, get qualified. He knows. This is all about getting connected and getting started. So Travis is in stage 3 and stage 4. That's where he's at. He's getting connected, and then he's going to head into stage 4 and get started. So, but many of you go, oh, God, I don't know what to do. I mean, I got this company right now that's paying for my master's. Am I an idiot? Am I a moron if I leave? No! Do you need the MBA to get where you want to go? No. But here's the challenge. We didn't talk about it on the call, but I'm going to read your mail because there's a lot of you out there in the Travis position. You tell people that you know that you're going to walk away from the company that's paying for your MBA. They're going to look at you like you have 5 eyeballs. Are you serious? Are you, what, Travis? You're telling me your current company is paying for your MBA and you want to leave to go do the work you love? What's wrong with you, man? Now, I want to say that one more time, and I want you to listen to what the people around you will say. And they are people who mean well. They are people who care about you. But listen to what they say. Travis, you're telling me that you're going to leave the company that's paying for your MBA to go do work you love? Huh? They're not even listening to the last half of the sentence. Because we have so many people in this life who only pursue safe. Oh, safe, smart, safe and smart. Safe is smart. That's what they think. And so they go, Travis, you're an idiot. Why wouldn't you let somebody pay for your MBA so you could slap that on your resume? Can I just tell you something? Oh, boy, I wonder why I say the things I say sometime, and then I remind myself, this is why I do what I do, so I'm going to say this. There are a lot of you that have MBAs right now, and they're not worth a nickel. Did you just say that, Ken? Yep. Now, there are certain careers where you have to have the MBA. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm saying some of you have an MBA. You put time and money and sweat and blood into this thing, and it doesn't matter worth a crap. The economy's changing, folks. The employment landscape is changing. Doing things the way we used to do it, just because that's how we've always done it, I got news for you, isn't very smart. 844-747-2577. We're going to get back to more of your calls. But we're going to go to the chat room here in moments. But first, before I go to your questions here, I've got a couple of comments that I want to celebrate. And these came to us over social media in the last week or so. And so I love celebrating you folks who are winning. Kevin writes in, hey, Ken, before the proximity principle came out, I used your resume and interview tools to land a great job. Now I'm finally getting a chance to read the book. If you feel stuck and in a rut on your job search, read this book. I guarantee you it will work. Cody writes in, hey, Ken, just wanted to say thank you for taking my call today. Self-doubt, anxiety, and depression has been abundant through my life, and doors have seemed to always close for me. Thank you for the reassurance. I'm now looking into getting my master's in elementary education and start making a difference. Way to go, Cody. Irina writes in, hey, Ken, I started listening to your show in October and applied for a few jobs using your resume template and landed an internship. My first day was on Monday, and I'm excited about this opportunity. This is my favorite part. This is not my dream job yet. She puts yet in parentheses. That made me smile really, really big because of this statement. She says, but I will keep using your strategies to get there. This is not my dream job yet, but I'm gonna get there. I love that. That is enthusiasm based on a clear vision. Finally, Caleb writes in, actually didn't write in. Again, these are social media posts that our social media team have gathered. I called the Ken Coleman Show last week. I was having trouble finding my sweet spot in pursuing a career. I love public speaking, teaching, and getting people to think a second time. I also love history, politics, and theology. This past week, after the conversation with Ken, I met with 2 friends who are running a gubernatorial campaign. I did my resume through Ken Coleman's template, and Monday I got the job and a huge pay increase. Way to go, Caleb. So here's the deal. If you are making progress and you are winning, share it on social media. Tag me in here at Ken Coleman, and I'm going to celebrate you. I'm going to share it on our stories. I'm going to share it on Facebook because I want other people to be fired up and encouraged by you, because that's why we do the show. Let's go to a couple questions here in the chat room. I love this. Now, by the way, disclaimer, I will skip your question if you write me a half a paragraph. It's got to be straight and to the point. I'm not interacting with you on the phone where I can go back and forth. So give me a straightforward question. I'll do my best to answer. Here we go. I'm about to graduate high school, Mark writes, and I don't know what to do with my career. Is trade school a good idea? Okay, so I don't know if it's a good idea, Mark, but I'm going to tell you the question you need to ask yourself, which will let you know if it's a good idea. In fact, I'll give you a couple questions. Here we go. Number one, does the idea of going to college make you want to throw up? Okay, because if the idea of college makes you sick to your stomach, okay, that's an indicator. Number two, what is it that you really, really want to do? Now, you're saying, Ken, I don't know what to do with my career. I don't know if that's true. I think you're thinking through all the minutia and the turns and the twists, and we don't know that. What we can know on the front end is, what do I really want to do? So I suspect you don't want to go to college, and you've got reasons why. Number two, what is it that you'd really love to do? And then I'm going to ask you a third thing is, if you could try a trade, which trade would you try? And keep it to just, I'm going to try it. I'm not committing the rest of my life to this trade. I think those three questions will give you some answers that you can act on. Alicia writes in, hey, Ken, I just started a new job in journalism, and I'm excited. How do I stand out in my new role so that I can get more opportunities and bigger projects? I love this question, Alicia. Here we go. 3 ways for anybody to stand out, but certainly someone who's young and new to the marketplace. Here we go. Know your role. This is clarity. You've got to make sure that you and your leader are, in fact, on the same page. Yes, you know what the position entails, but what does a win look like? At Ramsey Solutions, every team member, including me, has a one-page document that we call key responsibility areas. And so this is so that the leader and the team member are absolutely clear on what a win looks like. This is what I need to do, and these are the results I need to drive. Make sure you've got that written down. So know your role, clarity. Number 2, accept your role. This is attitude. You're just getting started. You just entered in. You're on the lowest rung of the ladder probably, or you're certainly low. It's okay. You got to get there to start climbing anyway. So in this point, we know it's not your dream job. It's not where you want to end up in your journalism career, but you are in. Be thankful. Be humble. This is an attitude issue. Third, maximize your role. This is effort. Go above and beyond. Now, do an excellent, excellent, excellent job at what it is that you're expected to do. Never let this maximum effort be an excuse to get distracted from the main thing. No, you got to crush the main thing. But you're looking for you're looking for other opportunities to do extra, help people that need help, that didn't ask for it, to go above and beyond so that your leaders and your team see maximum effort. You do that, you will get promoted. I promise you. All right, keep those questions coming. You never know when I might jump back in to the chat room. So excited to have you. People are joining right now. You're watching the Ken Coleman Show, where we're helping you get unstuck and on the path. We're helping you get clear about what it is you were created to do so that you can do work that matters deeply to you. 844-747-2577 is the number. 844-747-2577. I always like to review because we got new people coming in every day. Somebody probably joined just right now, and they're going, what is this guy talking about? So just for a moment, I want to give a basic construct of everything I teach. Like, how do I actually get clear and figure out what I'm supposed to do? Well, this is the breakdown. There are 3 components that I focus on. Number 1, what you do best. This is soft skills, interpersonal skills, hard skills. You're technically savvy, things like this. Okay. This is natural strengths that you have. okay? This is a skill that you have honed. This is what you do best. If you were to sit down with all the people that know you well and you say, hey, would you mind telling me what you see about me? What do I do better than anything else? What have I always done that has come very easily to me? That's what we're talking about here. And that's how you begin to see those things about yourself. The second component is what you love to do. Now, we're not talking about playing video games, although if it meets all these criteria, these three components, then maybe you could be a professional gamer. But the idea here is we're talking about work. You have to work and make a contribution to this world through your work. And we want that to be a meaningful contribution. Okay? And so we're looking for work and tasks and functions that you look forward to. That when you're engaged in this activity, time seems to stand still. It fires you up. And the third component is results that matter deeply to you. So if you think about what moves your heart, who do you want to help? Why do you want to help them? What problems you get fired up about solving? What solutions do you like providing? That leads us into results. So what I do best and what I love to do most and the results that matter most to me, when those three all come together, that really is the sweet spot. And within that sweet spot is a unique role. You can change industries, you can change jobs. And by the way, I believe, and I teach this, that in your sweet spot, that you, in fact, can do multiple jobs and even multiple career paths because we are constantly growing, but you're in that sweet spot. And that unique role that I'm talking about, I like to use a one-word descriptor. So are you a teacher? Maybe use the word instructor. Are you a leader? Are you a caregiver? Are you a fixer? What is it? Are you a conductor? Are you a facilitator? Are you a creator? You can pick the word. But when you get really clear on what you do best and what you love to do most and the results that matter most, all of a sudden, you begin to see things that you haven't seen in a long time or maybe have never seen. And then you realize, wait a second, this is in fact my sweet spot. Why do I use the sweet spot analogy? Because the sweet spot term comes from a sporting instrument, whether it be a racket, a golf club, a baseball bat, striking a ball in the perfect part of the instrument where it's actually designed to hit the ball. And what happens is it feels effortless when the contact is made. And that's what work feels like in the sweet spot. And then the second thing is the ball moves with maximum efficiency. Think about it. Distance and speed. So that's what we teach here. And I promise you, you will find meaningful work, your contribution. You'll find purpose. You'll find significance in that sweet spot. But you'll have to do the self-discovery and diving in and testing and trying different things out, exploring. And as you assess and experiment and explore, then you get great clarity. That's what we do. So I wanted to share that with you. It works, I promise. Begin the process. And I'm a big fan of a pencil and a notebook. Here it is, folks. I got these cheap little moleskins. Look at this thing. Nothing fancy about it. Joe, I probably should get a Ken Coleman Show logo on these things or maybe a sticker. But here's the deal. I take notes on every caller right here, but the idea we know from psychology is that when we get a thought or a feeling out of our head and we write it down and our eyes begin to see it, our brain is a powerful computer. And it will begin to take the things that it sees, because that's what you're focused on, and it will begin to bring it up and you'll see it. Trust me, it works. Give it a shot. Pencil, paper, get quiet, think, feel, write it down. 844-747-2577 is the number. 844-747-2577. Let's go to Lewis, who's on the line in Muskegon, Michigan. Lewis, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
How you doing?
I am living the dream, Lewis. What's going on?
So I just finished up my associate's degree at Muskegon Community College, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out if I want to keep going with my education or if I want to find a full-time job, or
Yeah. Well,
I'm
what do
working
you?
part-time at Home Depot, and
Yeah. Well, what is it that you think you want to do? You got an idea or two?
not really. I'm like looking kind of for guidance. I know the sweet spot. Like I've been listening to podcasts a little bit, and
Yeah, I just broke it down for you. Were you listening? Yeah. So what comes to mind? Let's do a quick little exercise. What do you do best?
well, I've been told by people at work that I'm a very good like independent worker. They
What?
don't really need to give me direction. I can get it done, and
Oh, okay. I got you. What else?
I'm like, I mean, like it's not it's a character trait, like hard worker. I've been told, but
Yeah.
like I've heard you tell people before that's like a character trait.
Well, I like that. That's a strength. But I want you to talk to me about a skill or a talent. And it doesn't even have to be in your current job. I want you to think about your entire life. Could be a subject at school, something of that nature. What has always come easy for you? What do people compliment you on? We know self-starter. We know you're a hard worker. What else?
I mean, it's a work thing again, but like I've been told, I drive like forklifts right now at Home Depot. I
Yeah.
work like after hours, and I like stock and stuff, and I
Yeah.
drive forklifts. I got complimented by a customer the other day saying like I got professional forklift skills.
Okay, good. All right. What subjects in school have always been really easy for you?
I like the social sciences actually.
Okay. I didn't say like,
psychology.
but you
and
okay, so you like
all that.
psychology, but I mean, did you always score well in those classes?
Yeah, I did actually.
Okay, all right, good. All right, let's talk about what you love to do. Something you've always wondered about or you found yourself tinkering with. Even I know you're a young man, but when you think of tasks and functions and work that you would look forward to, and time seems to disappear when you're engaged in these kind of things, what comes to your mind?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time with that one. Sometimes I get in like the flow, or like I feel like I'm in the groove or something when
With
I'm
what?
at work, and like
Yeah,
I don't know, just like if I gotta get a certain process down and like I know what I gotta get done, I
okay.
can just do it.
Right, but did you hear what you just said? You answered your own question. You said you didn't know, but you actually know. You like when somebody goes, hey, Lewis, we need you to get this done. This is the A to Z, what we're expecting, and this is the time limit. Go. You enjoy that, don't you?
Yeah, I guess a little bit.
Well,
I
you
don't want to
just-
be like super under pressure, but
No. I didn't say anything about pressure. You just told me that you get in a flow. You actually used a psychological term done by a psychologist, a TED Talk. The guy's name is Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, and he talks about flow, which is what you feel when you're in your sweet spot, using my analogies and my methodology, okay? So you use the word flow, and what are you doing when you feel flow? Say it again so you can hear yourself say it. What are you doing when you feel that flow?
when I know I gotta get a certain thing done.
Right. So that's a form of pressure, but it's project oriented. Am I understanding you correctly? Like you just tell me what I got to do, and I like a project, and I enjoy knowing that it's got to be done, and I get after it, and I lose track of time, is what you told me. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. So let's have some fun. What results when you what work have you done in your life? Or again, whether it's around the house or in the workplace or at school, and you stood back when it was done and you said, those results, that makes me really proud. Tell me.
I mean, I worked in like when I was 16, I started working like kitchens, and I was working in a kitchen until about a year and a half ago, and then I started working at Home Depot, and like I kind of felt that at work too. If I know something had to get done a certain way and like time wise, I like getting it done and I like feel like a sense of flow with getting into it. And
yeah. So you see what's driving you? You're a process guy. You are a project guy. You like completing projects. You're a guy who likes checking the boxes. You get satisfaction when you check the box. And you also get satisfaction when it's done the right way. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, that's right.
Yeah. So you have to do some more exploring. And this is fun. This is a fun season for you. You're young. So the answer to your initial question is, I don't know that you need to continue education. I'd press pause because you got your associate's degree. It's not going to hurt you or hold you back professionally, Lewis. If what you do right now is, I'm going to take a little bit of time off of school and I'm going to explore. I'm going to either get back in a kitchen, or I'm going to look for a different gig at Home Depot, or I'm going to look at maybe working in a warehouse or a manufacturer or something. I want to get involved with projects, and I want to be a guy that people rely on. So whether I'm driving a machine all day, so the forklift thing, if you enjoyed being on the forklift and knocking out that work and doing it well, then hey, that's fine. That's fine. But I can tell you this, you still don't know with tremendous clarity, Ken, I love doing this, and here's why I love doing it. So you're young and you've got to explore it. But I think you need to be in a situation where you are a part of a process and your job is to complete a project or a task because you like that. And the world runs because of folks like you. So don't look down your nose at that. So if you don't need a degree to do the work that you enjoy, then you don't need to do it. So that's why I'm telling you to pause. But you need to explore, you know. If you like psychology, okay, you threw that one out at me. That was kind of out of left field to the rest of our conversation, but I take that seriously. I'd explore that. I mean, is that something where you feel yourself going, you know, I'd love sitting and listening to people as a psychiatrist or some type of use psychology and teach the process of listening and helping people? You need to test this. Let's give him a copy of my book, The Proximity Principle, because you need to find the people that I write about in this book, Lewis. And it's very clear. I'm going to tell you where you find them, what you're looking for, what you do when you're around them, the places. You need to do some exploring and testing with zero pressure. Work 2 jobs. Stay at Home Depot. Go work in another kitchen again. And begin to think, what is it that I'm bringing to the table that I'm best at doing? I want you to also do a little bit more exploration with the people who know you best and say, talk to me about my skills. What skills do you see? This is your current leader, by the way, because you're not real sure. You don't have a lot of confidence about all the things that you do well, Lewis. You need your mental bank. You need some deposits into your talent account so that you go, oh, Ken, I do this well. I do this well. I got this skill. I've always been good at this. That's what you need to be doing right now. And when you can get that kind of information, then you can walk through. And you're listening to the show, so you're hearing me do this all the time. You know the methodology. What you do best, Lewis, is a tool to do work that you love, brings you joy, you really enjoy it, time seems to disappear, and it also, this is the third piece, creates a result that you're proud of, that you have a heart connection to. So this is the process for Lewis. For the rest of you, it works. Now, real quick, before I go, the Should I Quit My Job quiz. A lot of you need that clarity and actually that push on what you need to do. 4 categories. 20 questions, less than 3 minutes. It'll tell you where you are, and then I tell you what you need to do based on what the quiz tells you about your current status. So go get it, kencoleman.com. All right, our time is almost up, but before I let you go, you matter, and you do have what it takes. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.